Hey, Scorpio, Intuitive Soul Coach here with your October 2024 monthly reading. Welcome back to my channel if you're returning, and welcome if you're new. If you're interested in a personal reading, signing up for the monthly newsletter, or entering into the free reading giveaway, you can find all of that information in the description box below the video. All right. Now, you are coming out of a situation where you may have felt a little bit limited, or you are working on recovery. Now, this could be financial recovery. For some of you, it could have been recovering from a relationship disappointment or emotional setback. You have the Ace of Swords. There's truth this month. Instead of wishing or waiting or falling in love with the potential, this is the month where you slice through and see reality for what it truly is. And I feel like that actually puts you on the train. I was going to say puts you on the path towards perhaps something more profound, expansion. This can be quite beautiful. You actually have the Wanderlust with the Bliss card at the bottom of the deck. So yeah, this is a wish fulfillment for some of you. It could be saying yes to living a different reality or embarking upon a new journey. Something may show up quite quickly for you. Yeah, Five of Cups in reverse. Past pain recedes and there's more hope for the future. Timing has been a factor for a lot of you Scorpios. It feels like either time has been going by so darn quickly that you haven't even had time to breathe. But I also feel like time has been passing you by where you're thinking, when is this going to happen? Am I ever going to achieve, some sort of goal or dream or wish or, inspiration? And I do feel, oh, wow, that one wanted to like jump out and I caught it. But you have a judgment call in the month of October, which is the beginning of Scorpio season. So this is a new time to come out of hiding, come out of a feeling of not being good enough or not, limitations. Basically, you have the Hermit in reverse at the bottom of the deck. So I just feel for those of you who've been feeling like time has been passing you by, but nothing has been happening, you're going to realize that yes, there has been change happening behind the scenes. And I feel like your reality is shifting here in the month of October, preparing for, your season. You've unlocked a new portal. You've unlocked here maybe a piece of yourself, self-discovery. You may even be seeing reality for, like I said, for what it truly is instead of what you hope for it to be. You are seeing the change. Yeah, something feels hidden, something feels a little taboo, and that could be the Mask card. You may be getting honest with yourself. You may be getting honest with another individual. I feel like honesty also ties into the eclipse energy that we have in October. And last but not least, we're going to pull an Archetype card and then we'll dive into your reading. Okay, we have the Cave, and we did see here that Hermit at the bottom, and right behind it you have the Healer. Okay, you have two bonus Archetype cards, so I'm excited to move forward here. So happy birthday to those of you Scorpios celebrating a birthday in October and coming up, of course, in the near future. But we do have the timing. So it feels like time is elusive. Time's getting away from you. It feels like there is a sense of waiting here, but time is up. I'm getting like time is up with this train showing up, the Looking Glass Railway and the Eight of Wands. It feels like, okay, I've been in this for quite some time. I'm hitting a new stride, a new age, a new era. Some of you, this is a very pivotal year for you. Birth-wise, you could be reaching a big milestone, or there is something impactful or significant about the age that you are, coming into. Maybe it's a big milestone, the big 4-0, big 5-0, big 6-0. But I also feel for some of you, if you add up the numbers, you could equal out to a 10 or a 1. There's a big new beginning showing up, and I feel like it's exciting. I'm also getting overcoming the 5. So whatever that may mean for you. I mean, 5s are about conflict. They're about change and uncertainty as well. So perhaps, and as I said that, I seen 0505 on the clock. So maybe some of you, this is you're over 50, or perhaps you've been in an energy of, uncertainty for quite some time. You're really releasing and letting things flow to you because you're ready to step into this new energy. You've been planning for something. You've been preparing. It almost feels like you've been preparing and planning for a long time. Your results are in. Your results are in. Some of you, this could be health. Results are in, maybe blood work. There's some testing potentially being done here in maybe even in September, where in October you're going to get some results. I see here that you want to make the best of your time. And it doesn't mean, it's not coming from a place of, oh my gosh, my health is deteriorating, I need to do something with it. Excuse me. But I feel like some of you have a bit of a wake-up call, and maybe it has been a health issue, or it's been a loss of some sort, or it's been financial struggle. But I feel like you're taking a look at the time that you have left on earth, because you're not guaranteed tomorrow. And I feel like you're staying present, Scorpio. You're staying focused, and you want to, again, make the best of your time. And it looks like you are. Some of you, you're thinking about traveling. You could be making travel plans. You could be moving, retiring. You could be exiting out of contracts that have expired, which means you have to be honest with yourself and with another individual. For others of you, it almost feels like there's been a buildup. Maybe you've been counting down the days for retirement or for marriage, or there just seems to be something you are excited about. And it's going to lead to, a new exciting adventure with the Wanderlust and the Bliss card. This is heaven on earth. It is happiness, sunshine, and joy. It's the yes card. So if you have been asking for a sign, Scorpio, or if you've wanted the green light to move forward, this is it. And I feel like there's a sense of freedom and liberation that's intermingled with the Wanderlust. So perhaps this is a job that allows you more freedom. For some of you, you could be leaving the corporate world and retiring. For others of you, if you felt trapped or restricted in any way, this is liberation from whatever you felt trapped or restricted, or felt like timing was running out. You could meet that person. You could change or shift. I'm getting like jumping ship. Some of you are jumping ship, and you're saying, this reality is something I need to face right now, with the Judgment card showing up. And I feel like you're facing some fears, and you're going to push through them, and you're opening yourself up to a world of opportunity that really does change everything. So the Judgment card showing up is Scorpio, is you, right? This is a spiritual rebirth you're going through. This is a heightened sense of self-awareness. And I feel like you're trusting in your path, you're trusting in your intuition and your journey. But you have 2 cards here of trust. You have the Ace of Swords, which is the Ace of Truth. Okay, thank you, Spirit. I'm getting a song here. Pink Floyd. Floyd could be significant. Pink could be significant. But I'm also getting the song Wish You Were Here. We're just 2 lost souls living in a fishbowl year after year. So for some of you, with that verse coming through, it almost feels like you're finding yourself in some way, shape, or form. Some of you may have even been told or thought, I'm going through a midlife crisis. I don't love that word. I'll call it a midlife awakening, because it's truly, pivotal at certain times of our lives, excuse me, that we're broken wide open in a sense, saying, is this the life that we want to be living? Is this the energy that we want to be in? And it's not a crisis. It feels like it because things are changing. And when things change, we go into crisis mode. But I feel like you're asking yourself if this is the reality that you want to partake in the next journey of your life. Trust. Take a leap of faith. This is fidelity, honest assessment. Yeah, getting an honest assessment about where you're at. And if you do not like it, can you be that change you wish to see? Because it starts from within. There could be secrets that are coming out. There could be subconscious energies that are coming up to the surface for you to heal, for you to deal with, in order for you to live this energy of being free. I also see some of you have held in family secrets, or there could be a belief around a family illness. So for example, some of you may have lost a relative or a family member at a specific age, and you may be nearing that age, and there's some sort of subconscious belief that says, well, maybe I'm going to get that illness at this age, or perhaps something's going to happen to me. Maybe you've had, a family history of, cancer or diabetes or high cholesterol or high blood pressure, and it feels imminent at times where you think, well, I'm going to get that, or maybe you do have that. But I feel like you can change the outcome. You can change the trajectory. And I feel like you must trust, take a leap of faith here and take action in a direction that breaks against the rules. Nix the rules, Scorpio. You can be a rule breaker. If it's not hurting anyone, if it's hindering you, if a rule is hindering you, or a belief based on societal norms or standards or something you were brought up in, like this is the rules of our life or our religion or our upbringing. I'm getting strong Hierophant. Do we have the Hierophant here? No, we have the Judgment. But I feel like there's something you're nixing, and you're saying, wait a second, I don't have to go that path. I can get back into alignment with what I truly believe for myself. I don't have to go with the crowd or go with that belief or, go this path I've always been on. And I feel like some people may be thinking you're crazy. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing, Scorpio? You got to stay here with us. We got to stay in this confined energy. This is where you belong. But you're like, wait a second. I don't know if this is where I belong. And I feel like you're questioning it. And that's a good, because Ace of Swords questions. Ace of Swords finds answers, and they cut through the barriers, and they are truly, finding that authenticity within themselves. And I see that's what you are doing here, but it's going to require an honest assessment, and for you to break out of maybe some sort of family secrets or a secret that you've kept within, maybe some sort of shame. This could be some sort of pain. And I feel like you are wanting to commit yourself or stay loyal to your path. And maybe for some of you, you've stayed loyal on a path of another because you felt indebted, or you felt like you owed someone. You felt like you owed them to stay in the confinement of what they had to offer, or, this tradition or this trajectory for whatever reason. Right? You don't owe anything to anyone. You owe it to yourself to live out your path, your purpose, your truth. That is the path I see you moving towards, Scorpio. Now you have hobby showing up. Some of you are getting back into things that fulfill you and bring you joy and bring you happiness. This could be side projects. It could be if you've retired or if you're thinking about it. You could be focusing on, traveling the world, or taking up a new class, maybe learning how to play an instrument, learning how to knit or sew, whatever you want to do, Scorpio. The sky's the limit, and your creativity is heightened at this time. Some of you have a passion for music, dancing, singing. You used to do those things. You don't anymore. And I feel like you're reawakening to bits and pieces that fell to the wayside, as sometimes those bits and pieces do as we navigate through life. Things become hectic and busy, and we have families and responsibilities. But I feel like you haven't stopped in a while and asked yourself, am I happy? Am I happy? This is about you getting your happy back, right? It's about you, maybe taking that class that you've wanted to take forever now. Perhaps it's you going back and getting a degree, or you falling in love, whatever this is for you. Something deep within is unlocked and activated with the judgment. And it is going to bring you that happiness that you're seeking within. What you are seeking is seeking you. Remember that. If you put your attention and energy towards things that build momentum with that happiness, you're going to see more of it. Now, of course, we are not meant to stay on that cloud 9, 24/7, 365 days out of the year for 100 years, if we live to 100, right? But we are meant to experience, life's highs. So it's okay to indulge in things that do bring you happiness now and long term. And I feel for some of you, it almost felt wasteful, or it felt selfish to put your needs first because of, again, that feeling of having to take care of family, or having to take care of someone, or just feeling like you owed it to the marriage, or owed it to your job. Or I just get this sense of, not entitlement, but it may have been someone felt entitled of the role that you played, and that may have kept you limited. But I see you stretching beyond your comfort zone, and it's exciting here. Some of you are shifting your beliefs. Okay, or you are reconnecting to your core values. Your core values that maybe were a little bit stretched, but because I'm getting nixing the rules, this is that Hierophant energy that I was picking up on. This is shedding limiting beliefs. And it says that right on here, limiting beliefs. You're reprogramming something deep within you. And it's difficult, especially if this is a cycle that you've believed for the last 40 years, right? But you have everything within you to live this blissful, wanderlust, freedom energy. And it doesn't mean that you have to move to a different continent, or you have to, take big, bold action. This tends to be a shift within. And yes, you may see external changes in your world, but I feel like the biggest thing is you feeling happy and content with yourself. And that's why your outcome is the 10 of Cups. That's why, because this is emotional fulfillment. This is the ultimate blessing. It is feeling connected to your path, your loved ones, your tribe, your community. It is feeling support. It's feeling like you have the courage and the resources and the determination to handle any of life's ups and downs, because you're not alone. All right, let's dive in. This is pretty deep. And Scorpio, you are deep. You are someone who is you can be mysterious, right? You can have that deep mystery, but I also feel like you go deep within your psyche. You are someone who wants to get in there. It's like they're showing me a pumpkin. And probably because it's harvest season here in the Northern Hemisphere, but pumpkin. And when you're scraping the pumpkin out and you're getting all those guts out, you may be, making pumpkin pie, or maybe you're going to bake up some pumpkin seeds, but you want to get in there and get the last of the scrapings. And it feels like you are digging in and you're getting the last bits and pieces, because you want to have something hollowed out enough that gives you the expansion, that gives you what you need to create, or to make, or to bake, whatever it is that you are creating, right? And I feel like in order to make the best of it, you have to dig into some of the deeper, darker aspects of oneself. And that's been a common theme showing up in October, is the light and shadow aspect. Embracing it all is how we truly know thyself. Now, starting off, you do have the 5 of Pentacles. 5 of Pentacles can be a job loss. It can be illness. It can be debt. It can be money or health changes. It can be poverty conscious mindset. This may very much be the belief that you are shifting, that you're going to be left out in the cold, that you're not going to have enough to survive, that you won't be able to retire, that you won't be able to, have the means that you need to live an abundant life here on earth. Or you may be alone. right? You may have to, be alone in your life in some way, shape, or form. But I feel like that's a lie, right? That is false evidence appearing real. It is a fear, and it is a belief that you may have ingrained. And I see you breaking, or again, I keep saying that, nixing the belief or nixing the rule. And I feel like it doesn't have to be a rule that's followed. And I don't even know why we're calling it a rule here, but it feels like rules feel very structured, very heavy. So maybe this is a rule that your upbringing, especially if you were brought up in some sort of background where, you don't leave marriage, or, you have to get a degree to be a success, or, it just feels like you had to follow some sort of rules. And you're like, wait a second, I have everything I need here, and I can live a life of abundance. I'm going to make up my own rules. And you're a trailblazer meant to pave the path for not just yourself, but for others to follow. And I feel like this page, this 5 of Pentacles is you being humbled in some way, shape, or form, and coming back to yourself and not letting this lack of mentality bring you down. And you may see proof of evidence of some way, shape, or form that does humble you and allows you to say, you know what? Yes, I've been broken. Humpty Dumpty here, he's fell off quite a few times. But he gets up and he's able to put back those pieces, and he's able to see himself through a new facet that he wasn't ever able to see when he was all put together. No one likes the put together. We like to see the real, the raw, the vulnerable, the broken, the happy and the upbeat. We like to see it all because that reminds us that we are a soul having a human experience. I feel like you're nixing some sort of belief, and it's going to help you face the truth, face the reality. And if you don't like it, you're changing it. Ace of Swords is a breakthrough. Ace of Swords is a new understanding, and you coming up with an action plan through your logic, through your mind, because you are a thought leader. You are an individual who goes deep, right? When you carve that pumpkin, you don't leave any loose ties or loose ends. I feel like you get in there and you get all the corners. And I feel like that's what you're doing here. Now you have the 8 of Wands. The 8 of Wands is the looking glass. It is communication, progress. Some of you, it's travel. You could be relocating. You may see a lot of movement in the month of October. I'm getting fast energy, especially with the timing card. And we're going to pull an additional timing card. Let's do that here now because I want to see maybe when something started. Whoa. Okay. Something that you may have started. Actually, let's see when it started. 2020. Never mind. Something that may have shifted for you around 2020, which was a big time for all of us, right? We've seen a lot of changes globally, but you're saying goodbye to something. And I feel like next year, 2025, which we are in the last cycle, the quarter 4, next year, this is when this is happening for you. This wanderlust and this bliss, this could be that move, this could be travel, this could be freedom. It's showing up. And yes, it may have been difficult for the last 4 or 5 years for you, or since 2020, but you're saying goodbye, adios, right? This is a beautiful new beginning. And I feel like you're on the cusp of this, and it's right on time. It's showing up right on time. Even though some of you are like, Mel, I wish this would have happened a while ago. It needed to build up this momentum. Maybe you needed to save for this. You needed to learn. You needed to grow, heal. And I feel like 2025 is definitely going to be a profound year. When you have these 2 cards together, I mean, it's expansion, it's growth, it's great. This is far beyond. This could also be the 10 of, cups energy that we see as the outcome. Now, you're realigning. 8 of Wands sometimes can be a very quick energy, and sometimes it doesn't give us that time to really stop, pause, and reflect. But I feel like you've done enough of that is what I'm hearing. And I see here with the Five of Cups showing up, the Five of Cups is saying, yeah, there's been disappointment. There's been loss. There's been betrayal. There's been bitterness. But you've allowed yourself that space to grieve. And I feel like you're not spending the rest of your life sitting in that grief. This is about past pain receding and hope emerging. Past pain receding, quite literally. Some of you, this could be back pain, okay? Or I'm getting like past. Yeah, so behind you, it may have to do with the back. I'm getting kidneys for you. Some of you may have had something with the kidneys. I do get the sacral chakra. Maybe this has to do with the bladder, with the reproductive system. Okay, for health-wise, some of you may have felt in ill hands of some sort and you had to heal, you had to recover. I also feel some of you may have lost your home, or you may have struggled keeping up with payments around a home, or selling or buying a home, because the turtle has his home on his back, right? And I feel like there's been something that you've struggled with regarding your stability, regarding your home, or feeling like you had, a place where you felt like you belonged. Now, here's the judgment coming in, the Jabberwocky. Alice is coming face to face with this dragon. And when she comes face to face, this is life's purpose. This is you answering the call, because you have the second chance to be reborn, in a sense. If you have the self-awareness, which if you're here watching these readings, if you are connecting to the energy of even this channel, you are self-aware. You are someone who has awoken to your spiritual path and your gifts. This is a second chance at life in some way, shape, or form. Yes, you've gone through the trials and tribulations, but you don't have to go back there. You've learned valuable lessons. And I feel like you're letting go of something and you are facing fear. But I feel like you're also releasing or working on releasing judgments, because you may have judged yourself quite harshly. You may have judged others. This is an opportune time for you to release judgments, because you are not who you were 5 years ago, 5 decades ago, or even 5 months ago. You are a reborn and renewed Scorpio. Remember that, because we're constantly changing, evolving, and growing. And here's the call coming in for you. Final outcome. What is this call leading to you? So it's time to pick up the call. Time to make some changes here. You have the Ten of Cups. And again, the Ten of Cups is the ultimate blessing. It can be twin flame energy. Some of you are aligning for union. Okay, I do see that there could be preparation for others of you. If you are in a union currently that does not make you happy, there's going to be a judgment call made in some sort of family dynamic or setting. And it is going to require honesty. It's going to require truth, because this is the way out. And if you're not feeling satisfied, if you're feeling restless, there needs to be reflection here and a choice that needs to be made and put out. Because again, I just see that if you're unhappy with a condition or a situation that you're in, you're making some big choices, some big life-altering choices that are going to put you on this path of bliss and wanderlust. I mean, who doesn't want to be on that path? I mean, Scorpio, it's right here for you. Say yes to it. And be willing to be the change. Be willing to embrace the change and take the steps required. Sometimes we don't take the steps because the task is too difficult. Sometimes we fear facing the dragon because we think, oh my gosh, what if it blows up? What if everything just, what if I have a meltdown with all that dragon's breath? And I feel like allow yourself to feel the feels. Allow yourself to face these fears. Feel scared, feel angry, feel everything, because that reminds you that you are having this human experience, and all of these emotions that may be showing up for you, which is interesting because the only emotion card we have is the Five of Cups, which is good. Let it out. Let it come out, because it's when we suppress that we create dis-ease, also known as disease in the body. And I feel with this Eight of Wands, you're realigning. You're realigning to your goal, your path, yourself. All right, Scorpio, let's look at career, finances, money, and abundance. There's the unlocking energy. What was locked can now be opened. You have opened the floodgates of abundance without limitations. There it is. There's that belief that was limiting you. There was something, someone, or a situation holding you back. You've unlocked this next chapter, this next leg of your journey. Blocks, if there are blocks, they're there that are steering you off track, right? They're wanting you to face any blocks that may be showing up. Face them, Judgment Day, because you have unlocked something quite profound regarding your finances, regarding your abundance and the way that you view money, your beliefs around money. I also feel like a lot of you have been very precarious, or you've had a lot of ups and downs when it comes to finances. Okay, I do see that with the Five of Pentacles here as well, and the Five of Cups. There's been some loss. Some of you due to health issues. For others of you due to taking care of individuals with maybe health concerns. Money coming in fast and going out just as quickly. Fast changes regarding money, or there could be an unexpected turn of finances. I also see if there's been an application of some sort. If you've applied for some sort of job, position, aid, help, visa, whatever it may be, I feel like there is something that it actually gets approved quicker than you think. Okay, it almost feels like, and even if it's the second, third, or fourth time, if you apply for something, I feel like there's a quick turnaround for some sort of abundance, which is great. We have teacher. You may be a teacher. You may be a coach, a mentor, or even a motivational speaker, or you could be connecting to a teacher energy in order to help you reshift and shape some of your beliefs moving forward. Scorpio, you have the ability to motivate others. You have the ability to strive to uncover their true potential. And I also see for those of you that are connecting or reaching out to a coach, a mentor, a guide, a healer, a teacher, a sponsor, a therapist, this individual can certainly help you uncover your true potential. And I feel like you've learned a lot about money in this lifetime. You really have. You've learned about what you can do when you don't have it, when you have it. There's been highs, there's been lows. You come from nothing, you had everything. I feel like there's been quite the fluctuation. And I see that you can now put that into practice. Okay, you may have gone through this so you could be the best teacher, mentor, and healer to your people, your children, your patients, your clients, or even your family in some way, shape, or form. And then we have life purpose. You will have new ideas and inspirations that will guide you towards your divine calling. And here we have the divine call right here with the Judgment. What is meant for you will not leave you as long as you continue to push forward. And I see that you have the determination, but sometimes you lose sight of that. Sometimes you fall back on that. You're not consistent, or you want to give up. Don't give up on your purpose, Scorpio. You're going to hit that bullseye, and it's going to be bigger and more profound than you could have ever imagined. Ask for what you need, and things will align for you to carry out your vision. That's what I said. There's resources here. There's help. There's, a deeper understanding. This is trust. Yeah, there's trust showing up here. This is your key theme. Take that leap of faith. Get honest with yourself. Commit to your life purpose is what I'm hearing, and stay loyal to your path ahead of you. Wow. So when it does come to career, it looks like there's going to be some new truths coming around. Something could shift for you. There could be a judgment coming up where you say, okay, I'm not going to be in this position, or I want to move. I want to shift on. You could be shifting roles. I'm getting moving out of maybe something that's more mainstream or more corporate. You could be moving on to something more liberating, a lot more freedom for you. And 10 of Cups is emotional fulfillment when it comes to career. Loving what you do and making money doing it, or having enough money to retire and live your life the way that you want to live, right? simplifying it. It can be helping others, being of service, or just focusing on your goals and the things that bring you happiness. Doesn't mean it has to be huge and outlandish. As long as it makes you happy, that's what's important. All right, let's look at love. Oh, wow. Whew. Oh my gosh. Scorpio, what has happened to you in love? We have the coffin. We have the mask. We have karmic relationships. First off, someone may be a widow. Okay, there may have been a situation where someone was widowed. I'm sending you lots of love, lots of hugs. I also see that there has been some very challenging endings that have led to financial loss, right? In relationships. If you were divorced, there could have been a really tragic ending or financial destruction. You had to rise above. But I feel like there's a new beginning here offered in love. You're being reborn in a sense, and that's this message that keeps coming up with the judgment. This is a spiritual rebirth. Yes, there was something difficult, but you're being liberated. And I feel like the coffin here is saying you're putting something to rest once and for all. And I feel like you are viewing something from a new perspective. This could have even been a loss of a loved one. Okay, some of you, there quite literally was a funeral. And I feel like the way that you're viewing something is different than the way that you were while you were stuck in some sort of pain or when you were understanding more about a situation. I just feel like there's resolution here in some way, shape, or form. If you have lost a loved one, October could be a significant month. You could be receiving signs from a loved one in spirit, but I do feel like there's a new beginning being offered to you. Some of you are tied up in a karmic relationship, and these are the most difficult to sever. They really are. These are the ones that we bounce back to, and we tend to hang on and we let go, and it's push and pull and runner and chaser. It's like that rubber band that just keeps coming together. Some of you may have even thought you were in a twin flame relationship, but it was a false twin flame, maybe even a karmic. This is about resentments, triggers, perception. This is about intensity, letting go, right? It's like the drug. You want to let it go because you know it's not good, but then you need that fix. And I feel like some of you had dealt with a love situation that was very difficult, very tumultuous, and caused one of you to break off in some way, shape, or form and end the situation. Because ultimately there wasn't love, it was destruction. Someone was wearing a mask. Someone may have been pretending. There may have been delusion, gaslighting, personifying, or someone may have even lived a different life, right? It feels like someone was living a completely different life here, and you may have felt oblivious. Like, what? This person was doing what? How did I not see that? How did I not know that? And that can really take a huge hit to one's confidence and even one's intuition. You're like, intuition, where were you? Why didn't you alert me? Why didn't you help me? But I feel like you've gone through these situations and these experiences to help you grow. And lastly, we have the teddy bear. Where you are going with this 10 of Cups and this happiness is the teddy bear. This is blooming romance. This is flirting. This is excitement. It is someone who has all of the good things within them, right? It's basically King and Queen of Cups energy is what I'm getting. And the King and Queen of Cups, they're the ones that build the 10 of Cups, right? So when it comes to love, I feel like you have the opportunity to be in a lifelong commitment if this is something you're seeking, something you are in after something that could have been quite difficult or tragic. But this is about flirting, blooming romance, dating, and, opening yourself up to companionship and comfort. Because why do we, when we're children, we have that teddy bear? Because that's a sense of comfort. The blankies that we hold on to, or the things, because it brings us a sense of stability and security and safety. And that's what this individual or this partnership or this union that you are calling in is going to bring in. You do this for each other, right? It's coming together in a very beautiful way. And it could be next year. It could be next year for some of you. Now you have the cave. And you also have the healer. So we're going to look at both of them because typically most signs are only getting one. But when you get both, we're going to honor them. We have the cave. And I do feel like that's some of you coming out of that hermit energy that we did see at the bottom of the deck. And I feel like the cave for you is, you know, a portal. This is a portal to a new life. This is the dark, the interior, the portal. Those who are fortunate enough to find and enter the cave are forever changed. It is a place of potent power, acting both as portal to another realm and a space for sacred ritual and initiation. The cave is a place to return for meaningful retreat, where one can see the true self in the darkness. In esoteric teachings, the cave is known to reside in the center of the heart. Within its walls, the whispers of compassion and self-understanding can be heard. Yet because of its mystery and power, many of us fear the cave and never try to find it. We busy ourselves in the bright lights of the city, while the cavernous and dimly lit chamber calls out to us in the night. Where is your cave? You already know. Return to it and tend to the fire. Slowly and steadily, crystals of enormous magnitude grow within the dark confines of caves. Let the cave teach you patience. We see patience showing up on the timing card. Like I said, some of you are coming out of the cave and you're coming out as a healer. We'll read that next. Envision yourself as an old sage in a cave. What amenities do you need? What draws you ever closer to the cave within the cave? This is the sacred center within. And when it's in the dark, this can be withdrawing. It can be isolation. It can be hiding. So I'm liking that energy for you. If you want to take it a step further, check out the Cave of Crystals or the Blue Grotto. All right, here. And then we have the healer. I feel like this is how you come out. This is the light worker, the gifted, the old soul. So remember, this was on top of the cave. So now that you have went deep within and you have been, or that's something you're visiting at this time is this cave, but how you are coming out of this is the healer energy. And this is, you know, though some claim the work of the healer as their gift and name it as their dharma, the force of this archetype is within everyone. It is our natural inclination to remember, to return to, and to reclaim that central and eternal life force from which we so easily drift away. In Sanskrit, the word avidya means forgetting, and it is said that this is the source of all suffering and dis-ease. The healer's mission then becomes to move through the comfort of forgetting, through the veils of ignorance and denial, to reveal the radiance that already exists. The healer approaches this in multiple ways, from multiple angles. Knowing the cycle of healing is not linear. It is multi-layered and circuitous process. It always leads us back to its own origin, much like the Ouroboros. When this is in the light, it's self-contained, it's grateful, it's awake. And when it's in the dark, okay, we have the cave here. When it's in the dark, it can be tired, needy, forgetting its own practice. The image of the serpent is eternally tied to healing and medicine. Both Western and Eastern study the serpent and its power, such as Kundalini energy. The wounded healer is not someone who is wounded and is now healed. It is someone who continues to courageously break open the self and ego as a means for deep integration. Powerful energy here. Yeah, I definitely feel like you are someone who is very deep, as mentioned, very profound. Why? Because you visited the cave. You know where it's at. I don't feel like you have to seek for it. This is that pumpkin analogy of you going in there and scraping those innards. That's what you do in the cave. You go there to find answers. You go there within to really discover who you are, what you're made of. You're mystical. You're magical. You have everything within you to heal the different aspects. and to come out stronger and braver than before. That is what I have for you, Scorpio. Big energy here. I'm loving this for you. If this resonates, please hit that thumbs up button. Feel free to share, like, subscribe, and hit that bell if you haven't already. And thank you so much, Scorpio, and happy, happy birthday to you all. Lots of love.